morning, and here we are on a humid, hazy, rainy morning. So I didn't mow the grass, and it's Friday morning, and the cable reel got painted, but that's about where I am. I'm kind of hoping on Sunday I can get some lights on it and put a top underneath that blue tarp over there is a marine grade piece of plywood that I'm going to varnish. And maybe we can finish up the greenhouse and put the ridge poles on it and the hip boards and the baseboard and that door over yonder. And if not, you know, your day off is one day, so how much can you get done? You gotta live too. Maybe go for a motorcycle ride. So what you're gonna see in today's video is what we got done with the hoop house and the finishing up of the garden. And that's going to be putting down flowers in front of it and hopefully some nice sunny weather. That's it. What you're looking at here is the contents from a company called Bootstrap Farmer. Those are the ground poles pre-drilled. That's a bubble wrap to keep the plants warm and another cover to keep the shade on the plants. It also includes a pipe bender. You have to buy the poles separately though. So now I am setting up fiberglass poles to measure every 4 feet where the ground posts are going to go. But every job involves a little play, so now I'm getting a little silly and shaking it. And now it's time to insert those ground posts every 4 feet. This corner pole is a real pain because it's right on a tree stump. I have to get one of my wood drills and drill right through that roof, stuck inside the roof. But that could be good too, as long as it's got a firm grip on something. I can cut the pole level to the other side. The other one. I put a line level on all these ground posts to make sure they're even. This last pole, because of the root, I had to top it off a bit because it's standing tall. God, I hate having a bald head. It's not possible for a 37-year-older. What? This is a professional hoop house. It's DIY, do it yourself, 32 foot. And the whole garden is 32 foot times 4, so it's going to be pretty darn big. We're laying ground cover here, 3 strips of it. The base is going to be 10 foot wide, and it's going to be 8.5 feet tall by 32 feet long. And me and Christine are going to have a lot of fun figuring out just how to use a greenhouse. And we'll have a standard array of veggies and flowers, and look at me working real hard here. Oh my gosh. Christine was a great help too in helping do all the peripheral work, and we make a pretty darn good team. I'm laying the staples here to keep the ground mat in place, and my neighbor threw out a storm door, so instead of making one, I'm just gonna use that door, put a piston on it and some chains, and we got a door. This is a really hot day and my head was getting burned, and Christine was complaining about getting sunburned as well. This bar bender came in 3 sizes. It was either a 6 foot wide house or a 10 to 12 foot wide house.
or bigger, 10 to 20 foot. It's commercial. Initially, bending the bars was frustrating because I was using two sawhorses with a bar bender attached to it. But we figured that it's not going to work, so we looked on the internet. What people showed us didn't work because everything moved. And then I looked at the cable reel that we have, and that doesn't move, so I mounted it to the cable reel, and we had a quick system that we worked together to bend all the bars needed in less than 20 minutes. It was real fun spending time with her and working together. These 10-foot poles get bent every 18 inches, but I need her to hold onto the pole and keep it level, because if she doesn't, it's going to spiral downwards and not be a perfect hoop. So on this particular day, we got all the pipes bent and I put them into place, and quite honestly, since that point in time, I haven't worked on the greenhouse because there's other projects to do around the house. Hopefully this coming weekend I'll get to it and put in the ridge poles, the hip boards, and the base boards. And if I really get aggressive, I might put the door on. Plastic's not going on until before the fall sets in because we'll start gardening in the early spring.
I throw spinach like this off. When I throw it to her, just like that. Instead of catching it, it bounced and then it fell in here and inside my juice.
Now you have a peanut drink.
There's a peanut floating inside though.
Peanuts float? I didn't know peanuts float.
It's floating oh. I can see it.
Well, it's better than what happened to me one day on a hot summer day. I was drinking a soda, which was unusual for me, a soda. And I was talking to other people, had a good time, went to slurp my soda. I took a big gulp of it. And I fed all these things in my mouth. It's like 3 or 4 bees got into my soda. And I'm lucky it didn't sting the inside of my mouth.
As I said earlier, these kits come either 6 foot wide, 10 to 12 foot wide, or much bigger than that, 10 to 20, 30, that's all commercial. But what we realized upon putting these poles into the base is that it didn't fit right, and we had to cut a foot off each side so it fits better.
So I bought some annuals to be planted in front of our garden. I did get the poles around the hoops onto the greenhouse, hoop house. We just, like I said, didn't lock them into place. So without further ado, and this is what we did. We got the hoops in. I'm not concerned so much about the grass growing here because I'm going to put in some slate or some cement pads. I did put in a locked gate, and it flips in over there. And the garden will be next year. I'm not too much about the weeds because I have a rototiller.
We have the flowers here to be planted on the ground. And temporarily we just planted some tomatoes. Like 7 or 8 tomatoes. So this is what our solar lights look like in our garden, future garden. Now Ed set them up on a steady mode, but if we want we can adjust it into different colors. Picking up the landmines.